And welcome to the Countdown to Pull Time show, live here from Canton, Ohio. We're here at the Stark County Fairgrounds. Dan Mayer joined by Krista Voticelli. And Krista,
Hi.
Glad to have you back here once again.
Year number 2, week
Yes.
number 2. I was in Wellington last week, but I'm happy to be back at the Stark County Fair. This is such a great fair. We were out walking the Midway a little bit. It's a lot of fun. So much to do for families. Of course, the big draw tonight, night 2 of the tractor pull here on Full Pull Live.
And, of course, we got 3 Grand National classes, and we got to apologize to the folks watching. We're off to the side here. Track prep just started here behind us, so that's kind of why we're a little mishmash here, off to the side a little bit. But track crew's going at it right now, getting water in this track. They were pulling antiques 10 o'clock this morning until they just finished up, so they had way more entries than they thought they were going to have, so kind of behind here tonight, so that's why the track conditions are. But we'll be good to go. 6:30 start time, and they'll be ready to go, that's for sure. Jim Miller always gets the job done,
well,
no matter what the pressure.
What's fun about the Countdown to Pull show is that you get a little bit of the behind the scenes. You not only get to hear from some of the drivers, but you find out the track looks great. I actually was kind of worried. It's so sunny and nice about the moisture, but it looks really good right now. We'll see how they get it ready to go. Yeah,
right now, adding a little bit of moisture to it. We'll find out exactly how much they're going to put in here tonight. But 6:30 start time here tonight. We're going to run the same classes we saw last night. Mm-hmm. We'll start with the lightweight super stock tractors. We'll have the lightweight modifieds, and Grand National classes will conclude with the pro stocks. And then we'll move into the regional classes like we had last night, the light limited supers, and finish out tonight with the classic super stocks. So 5 classes on the docket here once again here for tonight here in Canton. So beautiful weather. Folks, if you're about an hour's drive, I would say get in your car and head on over. This is definitely worth it. It's a hot ticket here, and what a show we saw last night.
Yeah,
I mean, started with the light supers, and we didn't stop.
Yeah, and the light supers, I mean, this is a great points battle between especially Marcus Wettleson and Colton Whitworth. If I remember right, Colton Whitworth claimed the championship here last year because Enderley wasn't a points battle or a points race.
Yep. And if you remember, it was like the perfect scenario for Colton Whitworth. He had to win the class. His second tractor had to finish second, and then Terry had to, couldn't finish any better than that, and it happened. So that was great to see. Now we've seen a role reversal here. Last night, Colton was a half a point going in. Now he's a half a point behind here tonight, going into the Enderley, where it'll all get solved.
And I think what's so fun about tractor pulling, again, I come from the world of NASCAR where, it might be a 300, 400-mile race. One bad lap, you can kind of make that up, or a couple bad laps, a misstep in the pits. But here, one bad pass, it's your entire night, which could shake up the points and really affect the entire season. There's just so much pressure every time they hook up to the sled. Yeah,
like you say, the entire season, one pass. And you go through the pits right now, and, you talk about Bowling Green, and, everybody's on the edge. And you go through right now, boy, it is even worse than we saw just a couple weeks ago in Bowling Green. Everybody is on that edge. Points are on the line. 1 to go for a lot of these classes. The Enderley, the Pro Stocks, they still got another hook next week. But for the lightweight modifieds and the lightweight supers, after this, we've got the Enderley. So that's it.
Okay, so we talked about, I'm going to be watching Brian Bowles tonight, too. I think he's really coming on strong. We talked to him last week.
Yes.
Just really, he's so happy to be here, and I think he's really competing maybe even higher in terms of what he expected. I think he's really impressed even himself this season.
Well, after last night's show, now him and Rex Kuhn are tied for that number 3 spot, just 4.5 points behind. So they are even closer. So now they're in the mix. And, this is going to be great. I can't wait. And, I haven't looked at the draw yet to see where everybody's starting. But it's going to be interesting how that's all going to shake out. And let's talk about Kyle Carlin last night. Brand new tractor, Brandenburg, Kentucky, debuted it, handful of runs on that tractor, and already in the winner's circle. So he picked up his second Grand National win last night, and that was awesome.
So, too, for a Grand National win, I mean, you come out here and you just hope to be able to compete. When you're able to do that, when you're able to say, I won at the Grand National level, what is that like? I mean, to put all the blood, sweat, and tears into these machines and to travel the distance and then to come away a winner, that's got to be huge.
And absolutely. And he hasn't won since 2016. So, I mean, it's been almost 10 years, since found his way in the winner's circle. So they've been building this tractor the last couple of years, getting everything ready to go. And then to win so close to home, about 30 miles east of here is where he calls home. And that was awesome. So a great run there for Kyle Carlin with that Bad Blood AGCO tractor, the orange tractor, in the winner's circle. Always great to see.
That's a lot of fun. Okay, so that was the light super stocks. And I'm working, I know you said you hadn't looked at the draw. I'm working off last night's notes. So I don't have tonight's either, but I'd made some notes last night.
Okay.
So let's talk about the light mods. So this the mini rods are in Wauseon. We're in Wauseon.
Last night, yep.
So tell me a little bit about the light mods and what you were impressed with last night.
Last night, well, so we had the battle between Wayne Sullivan and RJ Simon. And last night going in, it was 9 points separating first and second. After last night, RJ took the big win,
yep.
and Wayne finished up in the number 4 spot. So going into tonight, there's just 6 points separating. Now, Wayne can clinch it here tonight. If he can get, 5-6 points here going into the Enderley, he can clinch that championship.
Okay.
So that's on the line. RJ's looking to win the event and have Wayne, fall back a little bit and give him a fighting chance here to go in Enderley and win that championship. So this is going to be really awesome.
And we're going to talk to Johnny Payne's in third. I think he actually just walked up, so we could get him in here, load him in here in just a little bit and talk to him. But, he's, 13 points back, right?
Yep. So, he's kind of, a little bit out of the mix there.
Okay.
We talked about 5
There he
points
is.
separating, and there's speak of the double. He comes right in here. And
I had a little bit of advantage because I could see him over your shoulder.
Ah,
so
okay.
I'm not that big of a prognosticator, but we've got Johnny Payne here joining us, which is a lot of fun. Hi, Johnny.
How are you?
I'm good. You've been busy. You pulled your antique earlier today, right?
Yeah, both of them.
Okay.
We got a Moline U and a Alice Chalmers D17.
Okay.
So
busy day.
Busy day. And then, of course, going to be running here tonight. Johnny, let's talk about that light modified and how things have been going here all summer long here running for points.
They've been going okay. I don't know what it is, but I'm getting after the throttle too fast. I'm not paying attention, but I'm just overthinking it. So I need to slow down tonight and hopefully I'll get better.
How do you? So when you tell yourself, that's half the battle, right? Knowing the problem or maybe knowing what you want to work on. So you have to think less. How do you actually do that? How do you tell yourself, don't overthink it?
I don't know. We'll find out.
And I'm sure there's only a couple people telling you that, right?
Yeah.
It's not like, one person saying, oh, there's probably a whole bunch saying, hey, you got to do this, this, and this. And
It's just going to take time. I've only been on the track probably 20 times when the rest of these guys have been down the track hundreds of times.
Absolutely. That all-important time in the seat. And, Johnny, you're in your second full season running here.
First full season, yeah.
Well, that's right.
Wow.
You came out, 3/4 of the way through last year. Well, actually, Toma, right? Toma last year, you guys came out with the tractor, I thought.
Dad drove it at Toma.
Yep. And then you came out with Bowling Green.
Yep.
And running the tractor. And tell us how that's been going for you. Just as far as, I know we've got you got to follow these directions, but, as far as a driver goes, getting comfortable in that tractor, is it to the point now where you can get in that tractor and say, hey, we're ready to go, or is it still kind of that uncomfortable, still kind of learning your way through it?
I'm pretty comfortable. It's just different. There's not enough runs in the season to get comfortable, so I'm having that trouble, but
Does something on a weekend like this where you can pull your antiques, do you feel like that could be a help because you've already been in the seat? I know it's a totally different type of tractor, but just to be able to maybe calm your mind or think a little less?
No, that was actually worse.
Was it? See, I was trying to help you there, Johnny.
Yeah.
I thought that was a secret formula.
No, that's got a clutch, so it confused the crap out of me because on the modified there's a brake on either side, but on the antique it's clutch and then 2 brakes over here, so it's like it messed me up today, but.
Now, do you know your drop position tonight, Johnny, in the class?
I'm second.
Your second hook, okay. So now, what's going through your mind here this afternoon? You know you're hooking number 2. Who's number 1 here tonight? What are you looking for? What are you looking at? Second class, obviously, again tonight.
Well, so I'm after Les tonight, but I'm just trying to lay down a good run, be happy with it, but not get too fast on the throttle because that's what I did last night. It popped up and that wasn't good for it.
If I'm down there before you guys get hooked, is there anything I can do to help you out? Do you want me to get your mind out of it? We can talk about movies or something to get your mind somewhere else, or is that or you want me to just stay away? I can do either.
No, it'll be all right.
What do you do outside of tractor pulling? Is there anything? Do you farm? Do you tell me a little bit about when you're not here at the track tractor pulling? What do you like to do?
Work on pulling tractors.
Okay, I figured it was in the same realm, right, Dan?
There you go. And, of course, GMS Performance, a sponsor of the class. And, Johnny, let's talk a little bit about that. Dad, when did that all get going? And let's talk about that a little bit.
The sponsorship or the
business itself?
My dad worked for a guy named Gene Sharber back in late 90s, early 2000s, and he passed away to Lou Gehrig's disease. So my dad bought the company from his wife, and we've been doing it ever since.
And what do you guys do there? What kind of products do you make? And you specialize in a certain something, or?
So right now we're just kind of making parts and selling to dealers, like sleeves, pistons, rings, and also we do the differentials for a lot of tractors. Like all the Unlimiteds, most of the Unlimiteds have them, and then most light modifieds and most light supers, heavy supers, all that stuff. So.
Tell me a little bit about the name. So your Tractor's Limitless. Who came up with that name, or how did that come to be?
My dad read a book. And
really?
That was the name of it. So, yeah, that's how he felt, and that's how we named it.
Do you remember what was the book about? Like, who was it? A person, or do you remember? Do you know the book?
I don't remember.
Okay.
I didn't read it.
All right, I'm going to find out. That's my mission tonight. I told everyone in the truck it's the name of a Bon Jovi song too. See, you're too young, but that's my favorite band. So.
So, Johnny, what else is GMS working on? What's coming in, waiting in the wings to come out and coming out here with GMS in the next year or so? Something big you guys are working on, or?
No, not much. Just maintaining right now.
Okay.
We're in a good spot right now, so we're trying to just peel back to what we're good at and let other people come in and do the other stuff.
Now, this summer we saw something a little bit different. You guys added that third engine, running the modified class. Dad's been running that class. Is there a time limit here when you're going to jump behind that 3-engine tractor, or is this waiting in the wings?
Well, the third engine was mainly just so Dad could drive too, and me, so I could run the light class, and then he could run some mod classes where it was the same places. So we were going to try to run both points, but Bowling Green was kind of rough to us, so we hurt one motor the first night, and then we put pistons in it the same night, and the next afternoon we did pool, and then we hurt the other motor, so we just scrapped the last 2 sessions. So.
When you look at that too, the schedule, I mean, Grand National schedule all around the country, you're trying to find, okay, where's the modifieds, where's the lights, do you have a big spreadsheet? What do you have in the office, or how do you keep track of everything, of where you are, where Dad is, and in between?
We don't really split up, but wherever the light modified is, we're going to go.
Okay, that takes precedence.
Yeah. And then the mod is just extra.
Okay.
So.
It's a lot. It's a lot to keep track of.
Absolutely. And now next weekend, the mod's running in Sandwich. You guys going to go out there and run, or?
Not at the moment. The plan's not to, but we'll see.
Okay. See what happens.
Yeah.
All right. Well, of course, the class sponsored by GMS Performance from Shandon, Ohio. You guys are, just north of the Cincinnati area, aren't you?
Yeah, about 45 minutes from Cincinnati. So not bad.
Yeah.
So look for the GMS Performance light modified class here tonight. Going to be the second class. Well, Johnny, thanks for spending a little bit of time with us this afternoon, the Countdown to Pull Time show, and good luck here tonight in the class. And rumor has it that Les is not going to be running here tonight, so you're going to be the number one hook here.
Yeah.
So that seems like that's going to be a late-breaking story here, and you're going to be the test puller here tonight. So only one place you can go, and that's put it down here.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll try.
All right, Johnny Payne, driver of the Limitless Light Modified here tonight, joining us on the Countdown to Pull Time show. And we will move along here with our next guest coming up here in just a little bit.
Yeah,
thanks again, Johnny, for joining us.
We're pretty informal. You can just walk right out of here.
That's right. That's right.
Thank you.
Oh, he didn't tell us that. He's got an ice cream hidden in the trailer that if we would have known about.
Wait a second.
But we do have a pie here.
Well, the ice cream would go really nice with that pie.
Yes,
actually.
We got the pie here, courtesy of the folks here from the Stark County Fairgrounds. For all the pullers and all the workers, they put on a great feed both days for everybody, and they've got some really great pie here.
Okay,
so
I might have to go check that out.
Yes.
If I disappear, if all of a sudden you see me get up, you'll know where to find me.
I know where to, I'll know you'll be in the line for the pie.
I didn't hear about the ice cream.
They got all kinds of goodies.
So if people were just tuning in and they might not know, tell us about the news that you found out with Les Corporal.
Yes, so Les had come up, we were kind of talking, and Les had come up and says, unfortunately, they did find a lot of material in the screen of the filter and bearing material, and unfortunately going to have to scratch here tonight. They don't want to take that right front engine. They don't want to take the chance of hurting it, so they are going to scratch here tonight. Now, the way the rules are written, you can take a point scratch, and he can finish number 9 in tonight's show as a scratch. So he will still get 9th place points the way that works. So instead of going up there and possibly hurting something worse, putting a hole in the block or what have you, just going to take a point scratch here tonight. So he's in that top 5 in points, and things could jumble around a little bit here, so we'll have to keep our eye on that. But right now, Les sitting inside that top 5 in points, so he should be good to go if everything goes to plan. But you never know, so we'll see how that goes. But unfortunately, he was ready to go as number 1 hook, and and unfortunately this afternoon they pulled that screen out and they checked and says, well, we don't want to take that chance. So
yeah, he said to I was talking to him too. He said he's kind of bummed he didn't take a look last night and get out of here because he was blocked in by some antique trailers. So he was still here, but planning on pulling out when he gets the all clear. But yeah, it's disappointing for Marion, Indiana. So
yes,
not a huge distance to travel home, but it's always disappointing when you come for a 2-night show and you only pull once.
Exactly, and you know, like we talk about the with the Enderley on the line and got to finish in that top 5, and they were kind of discussing it for a couple hours. So they were, kind of going back and forth what they were going to do, and then, obviously they decided, you know what, let's be smart about this and let's not run. Didn't have their spare engine with them, so unfortunately, and a couple of competitors that offer different things, but they're going to take a scratch here tonight, and they'll take the points for 9th. So it's the way it works sometimes.
Yep. Yeah. So track prep is continuing. Kind of, I know you don't see it necessarily on camera, but right in front of us here, and. So we have a great seat right here down at the end of the track. This is where you were down here with Dave Grimm.
Yes.
All night. How cool was that?
Yeah, it was awesome. That was like I was back to a 10, 12-year-old kid last night.
Old,
and
yeah.
It was about I was a little bit before that. I was probably 7, 8 years old the first time I heard Dave, and that was up in Niagara Falls inside a TNT pull there, and they used to pull indoors at the convention center, and Dave was one of the first voices heard, and got talking with Dave last year at the banquet for the NTPA, and of course a Hall of Famer. I mean, the guy has been around the NTPA since the beginning. As came on board as an intern and kind of worked his way up to executive director.
Yeah.
Before stepping away, and but then he went to run the fair there in Vermont. He ran the Essex Junction Fair since 1989. I think he did that till about 2010, 2011, and then came back to the state of Ohio. So yeah, it was great to have him on board. And last night, and just hear some of his stories, and it was just great to hear from him again.
Well, and so on the other side of the spectrum, I didn't grow up in tractor pulling or following tractor pulling, but I knew as soon as he started talking, you knew you were listening to a legend and someone who knew the sport inside out. And I wondered how you felt sitting next to him, because I was like, okay, I would have thought, like maybe 10-year-old Dan, what would he have thought, knowing that you'd be sitting there sharing the stream with him?
And on top of that, like, he was one of the voices when they came to ESPN in the mid 80s, and pulling got to that, everybody says the golden years of pulling, and was on basically every day at 5 o'clock on ESPN. You heard Dave's voice, doing the shows, and it was just great, that he was able to, and we'll talk a little bit more about that tonight as the show gets on. And some of the folks, had a million texts last night and messages, and everybody's like, here, ask him this, and it's like, we got a show to do here too, So, but yeah, we'll get to some of those questions, and it'll be great to touch on those here as we move along here with the show here tonight. But it's going to be another great show.
So if you missed last night, Dave Grimm's back tonight with you, sitting right here.
Yep.
That's so cool.
He'll be sitting with me again, and we'll have you down trackside
I think
tonight.
So, yeah. I'm just going to kind of fill
that'll be awesome.
But here's where I get caught, because I start listening to you guys, and then I forget that I have a job to do. So I don't know how much you'll hear, because I'm going to be listening to Dave's stories too. And when I was listening to you guys last night, it reminded me, again, going back, not to tie everything back to NASCAR, but that's my experience. Kind of one of those, like a Ken Squire.
Yes.
Ken Squire, one
absolutely.
of the great voices of NASCAR, also from Vermont. So there's a lot of tie-ins there.
So we got our next guest coming.
Oh, great.
Danny Schmucker.
Danny's checking out the track.
Danny, promoter/puller here tonight, as we'll have him on with us here on the Countdown to Pull Time show, and been busy all day, and we'll have him just pick one, Danny, put that on, and all right, we'll get that microphone up there, and
he was checking out the track prep as well.
Switch that. Yep.
Is that good?
Front row seat.
Yeah, flipper back around there. Producer's yelling in my ear.
To get the whole thing? The whole thing. Here, I'm going to take it off.
Okay.
I'm going to do this, and I'm going to put you this way. And then I'm going to throw that over your...
Okay, she's got them all sorted out here. Yes.
See, I don't want...
There we go.
All right, I'm a rookie at this, guys.
Is he still yelling?
He's good.
Okay.
He's good. Yeah, he's happy now. Our producer is happy. So,
right.
yes, well. So, Danny Schmucker, Stark County Fair. Let's talk about how your involvement with this fair started, and how far are you guys from actually this this fairgrounds here in Canton?
We live about 15 miles straight east of here. I grew up in the 4-H program here. Our family's been involved in the fair all our lives. Help with the pull every year. I remember being a little kid out here. We'd be out here the night before putting snow fence up or barriers, working the track, grading the track, getting it ready for the next day. We had a lot of good help. Guys that used to help us that aren't with us anymore. And we learned a lot from them. We're trying to continue the tradition and have a great show for everyone. Today was rather busy. We had our antique farm stock pull, and normally we have about 100 entries, and today we had 200. So
wow.
That's why we're a little bit behind today, but we got a great crew here, and we'll do our best to be ready by 6:30.
Every county fair, has some kind of claim to fame or something that makes it unique and special. Tell us, again, especially for people who may be watching, Dan said, if you're an hour away, even 2 hours away, you can still get here for this tractor pull tonight. What makes the Stark County Fair so special? What do you love about it?
Oh, there's a lot of things. Our junior fair program is one of the largest in the state. Our sales today, they've been selling livestock all day. That's why we were waiting on some of the pullers today. We have a junior fair kids class that you have to be enrolled in our 4-H junior fair program to enter it. So we're waiting on them while they're selling their projects to pull. But our program's huge. There's about 800 kids enrolled in it. I think last year the sale totaled just over $1.4 million.
Wow.
So it's quite a program we have here. Our fair, we have a county fair or high school band show from our county schools on Tuesday night. We had concerts Wednesday and Thursday. Pulls last night and tonight and tomorrow night. And Monday we closed out with our demo derby, and that's quite a hit here.
Yeah. I was up at the sale barn for a little bit. It looked like they had the hog show, and they were selling goats. The goats were starting this afternoon. So, it's beautiful barns, too. The barns are great, the food vendors, the exhibition buildings. It's just a really nice, and it's laid out really well. We were talking. It's easy for families. I think strollers, it's flat. It's easy to get to everything. So it's a really nice fairground.
We have a great board. There's 20 of us. We work hard. We don't always see eye to eye, but we work it out and we work together. And every one of them on our board has their spot that they take care of, whether it be watering the flowers and making sure the place looks good to, lining up the entertainment to mowing the grass and making sure all the people show up to work all summer. So we got quite a crew here.
Yeah.
And let's talk about that pull last night. 3 classes, Grand National classes. What a show we saw last night. I mean, started right at 6:30 with the Light Supers. And, Light Supers have kind of become a familiar addition here to this pull the last, 3-4 years they've run here. And, boy, they put on a show. This year you guys brought in the light modified class. And, boy, did they put on a great show last night with R.J. Simon taking the win. And then, of course, the Pro Stocks, always bring the house down.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Pro Stocks pretty popular in this part of the state. We started running the Light Supers here a few years ago. The Carlin family, they built one, and we added their class. We try to have classes that have local competitors. And last night was their night, the win. That was pretty cool for them. Light mods, we wanted to try something different this year. We haven't had modifieds in a long time. And it was Greg Randall's idea, and I think it worked out real well. We couldn't have the 2-wheel drives this year, but we don't have time for everything. We'd like to have all 13 classes, but we don't have that much time to do that.
We'd still be pulling. We'd
Yes.
still be here.
We would be. But it was a great show last night.
Absolutely.
I don't think I'd change a thing. I mean, I wish I'd have finished a little better, but hey, it doesn't matter as long as the pull goes well and everybody's happy. The track was consistent. I mean, in our class, it didn't matter if you hooked early, late, left, right, center. It was there for the taking. So that's all you can ask for. Jim Miller and his guys, they do a wonderful job.
Yeah, I have last night's notes, and it looked like you were pretty good. You had about 312 and change, but then, like you said, it just sort of kept your everybody sort of. You were up talking to Dad a little bit too, huh?
Yeah, we did a couple things different on his tractor. It's just so temperamental. It's either great or it's horrible. And this year we've missed our setup more than we've hit it, but that's tractor pulling. You make all the power in the world, but you still got to use it. You got to get it to the ground and get from point A to point B. And right now we're not doing that. One of these days we're going to get it figured out, but it doesn't look like it's going to be this year.
Dad is usually Mr. Saturday night, so he'll turn it on here tonight.
Yeah, he won here last year on Saturday night.
Yeah.
Last hook of the night, that was pretty cool. So we'll give it our best tonight, and hope we can do a little better than last night.
So, Danny, let's talk about how many tractors, pro stocks actually are within a certain radius of this fair here.
Yeah, there's a lot of them. The Connies live about probably 25 miles from here. Carlton Cope about the same. R2, the Campbell brothers used to have the Superline Express. They sold it this year. They lived in our county as well. And like I said, the Carlins pull the Light Super. There's some other pulling vehicles from our county. We don't have their class. I wish we could, but like I said, if we had everything, we'd be here all night.
Yeah.
And is there a friendly rivalry between all the tractors in the county here? Everybody kind of fighting it out. Now, last night we saw a monster pass by James Ray with the Mac Daddy tractor take the big win last night, and that was good to see him take a win. It's been a couple of years for him, and behind the wheel of that tractor for Julia, and got himself into the Enderley.
Yeah, it's hard to believe it's been that long since the Mac team won an event, as strong as they are, but all of us that live around here, we're great friends. Yeah, we want to beat each other in the track, but when it's over, we'll get together and visit and even hang out at the local establishment a couple of times in the winter.
Well,
so
I'm pretty sure the local establishment last night was right over here, over our shoulder.
It usually is this weekend.
Well, you have a lot of people to talk to and talk about. How do you wear all the hats? Because you have to get, like I said, you're getting people what they need, but you're also a tractor puller.
Yeah, it's a busy day. By midnight tonight, I'm going to be completely wore out.
Yeah.
But somebody's got to do it, so I guess it might as well be me.
Danny, nothing a couple bush lights won't take care of, right? You'll be good to go.
That's
yes.
That'll be very nice later tonight.
See product placement right there?
That.
Yeah, it was good how we did that. Yeah.
Yep.
So let's talk about the draws for the tractors here tonight. Danny, have you looked at the lineup yet, or you've been so busy you haven't had a chance to even look at that?
I looked at it a couple of days ago when we got the roster list as to who was coming, but honestly, I forget where we're at tonight.
You can find that on fullpull.us, but
yeah.
a lot of sometimes you get some other competitors that are mixed in there that aren't going to be here, and I think there was 4 or 5 that didn't show, but are on the lineup there. But
yeah, I think we lost one last night. Tom Lommers had some driveline issues, but I think the rest of the class is back. I don't know of any vehicles in any other classes that won't be back that I can think of, but it should be a great show. Like you say, if you live within an hour or even 2 of here, make your way out to the fairgrounds. There's still tickets available. It'll be a great show. I mean, you couldn't ask for a better weekend.
Weather is...
Whoever ordered this forecast,
yes.
we need to thank them.
Yes, we need to order this for earlier in the year.
Especially Bowling Green.
Whew, boy, it has been a hot, humid summer.
It sure has.
And this was nice here this weekend. We had temperatures last night in high 60s. We're in the low 70s. This is perfect. I mean, come on out and enjoy this pull.
Makes you think fall's coming.
We're sunglasses today, but we'll be sweatshirts tonight. But the tractors like when those temperatures dip,
do. Stuff runs better in that cool air, and it makes for a great show. Like I said, the Light Supers, the Light Mods last night, that was awesome, and Pro Stocks. And even the 2 Region 2 classes we run late. They're not the high horsepower of the first 3 classes, but they're local guys. They bring their friends, their families, and they put butts in the seats, and they support us with equipment and sponsors, and we can't leave them out.
Yeah.
So, absolutely.
We thank them. I think some of them maybe jumped on and subscribed to Full Pull Live to see their family and friends last night. So hopefully we hooked them, and they'll stick around for the rest of the season.
Yep.
Now, Danny, for those fans that are coming out here to Canton for the first time, besides the Football Hall of Fame, what else is going on here in the Canton area?
Oh,
I mean, things to see, things to do.
There's always stuff at the Hall of Fame. You get a couple miles north of here, there's all the shopping and dining you could think of. There's some concert venues close by every weekend. There's something going on there. And like in the summer, county fairs. I mean, I think we touch 9 counties, our neighbors, and there's about a fair every week, so there's something to see.
This is a nice time of year. Does the Stark County Fair always fall in right here at the end of August? It's nice because it's that, some kids may have gone back to school. Some maybe don't start till Labor Day. But a lot of times, start of school always sort of signifies the end of summer. Well, you have a chance. You can still get your summer in because you can come here to the Stark County Fair and kind of get everything you want.
Yep, a lot of the schools started about 2 weeks ago. The school my kids go to starts Tuesday, so we're more of an ag school, and our school board is generous enough to wait and start after the fair so they get to participate.
That's awesome.
Nice for those kids showing animals, too. Yeah. What do we think of the track prep here? It's looking really nice.
It was dry this afternoon. We were a little worried with the dust flying, but I think it was only dry on top. There's still good moisture down in, and and there's nobody better than Jim Miller. Like I said, it's shaping up to be pretty good. Guys always say they got to bring their front end weight when they come here, and that's something you like to hear. You want everybody to be. I mean, not everybody's going to be happy, but you want to try your best, and I think they enjoy coming back.
And Danny, we're here for the show, so we want to see the show. So yeah, put that weight on the front and let's go. Let's run them here tonight.
Let's load the front end and let's have some fun.
3 classes last night, the 2 light classes. Front ends up in the air, making plenty of horsepower. And then we saw the pro stocks, and like you say, from top to bottom in that class, 20 vehicles, and from first to last, any could have won it. And how great that was to see, James come out last hook in the class and, take it down that right-hand sideline. I mean, they were right side, left side. I mean, we left that middle alone there for quite a while, and, you just can't ask for anything better than that.
Yeah, guys were trying all different parts of the track to try to find the sweet spot, but it seems to be that the sweet spot was just everywhere. It didn't make a whole lot of difference. The starting line held up really well all night.
Now, Danny, you talk about, the kids pulling this afternoon. Tell us about how that all got going. And
Well, part of our farm stock pull, one of our board members has a couple boys in 4-H, and last year he had the idea of starting a kids farm stock class. So we have 2 weight classes, up to 8,500 pound, up to 11.5. They don't have to weigh that, but they have to be under that. It's for our junior fair enrolled kids only, so they have to be part of the program, so they can kind of have a little grudge match with their buddies and have some bragging rights for the year.
How many do you have then? How many are in that class?
There were 6 into one. I think we had 4 in the other.
Great.
So it's growing, And like I say, it's a busy day because they got the junior fair sales all day, and kids are busy, and it's a busy week for everybody.
So now, Danny, when the fair's all done and over with, how are things looking for the end of the year for the Schmucker pulling team? You guys going to go to some more hooks, or what are you guys going to kind of wind things down? Or
no, we're going to try to go to some more yet.
Okay.
The plan is to probably go to Sandwich next Saturday. That'll be it for us on the NTPA side of things. But there's still a few Ohio State pulls left this fall. There's probably 5 or 6 we could probably go to. And as long as we keep our stuff running and don't have no major catastrophes, we're going to try to go to some more yet. So.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Well, Danny, thanks for taking time out of your busy schedule. We know you're, doing 200 things here and, spending a little bit of time with us. And once again, we tell everybody that, if you are within driving distance, come on out here tonight. Going to be a great night for pulling. All kinds of great food vendors here. Make it a night. Make it a great night. If not, we'll see you on Full Pull Live at 6:30 as we get things rolling. But once again, Danny, thanks for spending a little bit of time with us.
Thank you guys for being here. It's pretty neat to see our little event live streamed on Full Pull Live.
Yeah, second year for me being here, and I know for
too,
Krista, you being here too. And
Danny got me in. Danny helped me get in through the gate last year. So.
I had to stick her in the back gate because it was closed.
Great event, and glad to be a part of it, and ready for tonight, Saturday night here in Canton, Ohio, and we're ready for it. So, of course, everybody kind of looking for berths into that Enderley pull-off this year. That's totally different than we've seen in years previous, so going to be a great night for pulling.
Yeah. Thank you, Danny. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you guys.
Yeah. All right, so Danny Schmucker, driver of the Rampage John Deere, and, of course, wears the promoter hat here at the fairgrounds. Yes, helping out with everything here with the fair going on, and he's going to go out right now and check that track out.
He was going straight to it. As soon as that water truck went by, he said, this is a perfect time for me to get up and go check it out.
Yeah, go watch what's going on here. And, of course, track prep is underway. They had a record amount of entries this afternoon for their stock classes, so they're kind of a little bit behind, but we'll be good to go for 6:30. We've got the man, Jim Miller. He'll work magic.
Well, and the positive, when you have that many numbers for those antiques and the farm stock, it's it shows that tractor pulling in this area is so popular and so strong. And we know that a lot of you watching on Full Pull Live right now, maybe you were out here. Maybe you were pulling, you already got home and, turning on the computer. So we thank you for that.
And amazing the sales, that the livestock, million, 1.4 million. It's just astonishing and
I did some loops through, and the barns are beautiful. They have they have a separate barn for each species. You can tell they put a lot of money, a lot of time, a lot of effort into their 4-H and their FFA program here at Stark County. So pretty cool.
And how cool was that? The kids come out and have their own pull, have their own classes out here, and that you got to be part of the program, or you're not going to be pulling, and that's awesome too.
Yeah. I see. Is Marcus going to join us? I think I see him roaming around. So we'll try to grab him over here.
He's behind us right now.
just talking to some people. So we'll get Marcus over here, and he's going to have a lot to say, I think.
Oh,
wow,
yeah. Well, we don't want to jinx him.
No.
Marcus is a very superstitious guy.
Okay.
And,
well, anything I should know then before he gets over here?
I just said he's very superstitious.
Okay.
So he will.
Is it okay?
We'll
to sit,
tiptoe.
Is it okay to sit cross-legged? Is it okay to? I'm going to put my pen
cross
right
your
here.
toes
I'm going to
or
put my
fingers
pen wherever
or
he needs it on the table.
on a certain side,
Yeah.
and we'll ask him that when he
Okay,
sits down
yeah.
if he has any superstitions that he likes to follow.
I think sometimes, but I think that's sports in general, and tractor pulling certainly falls into that. When something works, you run with it.
Well, you talk about all the NASCAR drivers, over the years what they did, and Dale Earnhardt with his picture of one of his fans he always used to keep in the car with him.
He always had a penny in the car.
The lucky penny, and all the different things that everybody does. And
for a while there, you couldn't wear green. That was a no-no, but I think that's kind of gone away a little bit.
Yeah, that's kind of gone
green
away with sponsors.
Sponsors.
I think Skull Bandits did away with that many years ago. The green, and so we'll bring in Marcus Wettleson.
Right.
And as of last night, the points leader going into tonight's program here. And Marcus, what a swing last night. Went in a half a point behind, come out a half a point ahead. And we talked for a little bit last night, and you said, boy, I was getting worried being early in the class like that. You thought it was going to go the other way, but things worked out pretty good for you.
Yeah, I can't complain too much. Was it the perfect pass that I was hoping for? No, it wasn't, but it still was pretty decent. That whole class is just so tough top to bottom that, if that track would have kind of kept getting longer, it could have been the end of the point season. Seriously, it just could have been the end. You could have put stacked 8 or 9 tractors, in front of me, and the game was over. So, anyway, either I got lucky or whatever last night. But anyhow, it's great to be in this position, but we got two hooks left, and there's a lot of stuff can happen, and those tractors are so good that I'm just tickled to be in this spot, and what happens.
And the banner year for the Light Super Stocks continues. We saw last night another great class, and your class this year I've said that many times, you guys have put on some awesome shows here this summer. It's just everybody's, running at that peak performance. The track, whatever it is, it's just everything has come together. And this class, you can't go and say, this is going to be first, second, and third. We've seen that, years ago, and now it's like, shake it up and here we go.
Oh yeah, exactly. And congrats to Carlins last night. They've been out for 2 years, build a new chassis and come back and just laid down a heater and got there, and good for them. And I'm sure they'll be back with us a whole bunch next year. And it's just another great addition to the class. When Larry and Brandon are here, and obviously Chizik's stuff, and Terry and Adam and Rex, and it's awesome having Brian Bowles with us this year. That is a very, very good tractor, and the boys up at Mondovi take good care of him, keep that thing running, and it's a very nice addition to the light super class, and Whitworth's on top of it all. Colton's last year's champ, and he's showed it again. Why he's at the front, because them guys they're phenomenal people, but they are just fierce competitors, and you better be on your A game when you're going to run with them guys.
I don't know if we could have promoted the class, the Light Super Stocks, better than you just did. You named, I think, every competitor, gave us something to watch for each one. You guys are the first class again tonight, so we know you got to be tuned in to Full Pull Live right at 6:30.
Yep.
Because it's going to be on fire right away. It's just such a great class, and the points battle is great. You never know who's going to win. That hometown win last night for Kyle. There's just a lot of good things going on in the class right now.
I didn't even look at the papers.
This is last night.
This last night. Yeah, don't go by that. Yeah.
No, but
I'm using my notes. But I was like, yep, he checked him. Okay, he talked about him.
No.
Marcus, have you looked at the lineup here tonight? Where are you in the lineup?
I think I'm towards the end. I got a 600 something. I can't tell you exactly where I'm at, but
is that a superstition thing? We were talking about that before you came out here. Does Marcus Wettleson got a certain formula he follows when he goes pulling, or is it just line them up and go?
Seriously, years ago, I just dreaded being first hook or something like that. But when you run against these guys, you better have your ducks in a row, and you kind of better know where you need to be. And we all been to a bunch of these tracks enough times that sometimes the numbers thing is the deal, and you kind of know what you need to do depending on where you're at in the class. So, now it's not a super. Maybe 15 years ago, it probably was, but now,
seasoned veteran. It just kind of kind of go and.
Well, I don't know about the seasoned veteran thing.
But Grand National champion, ring winner. I mean, he's done it.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a seasoned veteran.
Yeah.
Now, Marcus, let's talk about how you got started on the national scene and how you kind of progressed.
Getting started completely way back. I mean, I always went to county fairs. I always thought it was cool, and I bought a super farm way back in the early '90s or whatever, and I ran that till right around, I think, 1999. I sold that to Henry Smith, and actually that's Brooke Ferris's assorted nuts tractor. And don't get me wrong, it didn't run nothing like that. I mean, and Henry did a nice job with it when he got it from me. They updated a bunch of stuff, and Brooke's done a great job with it. And we were having kids kind of right at that time, and I wanted to do something faster, but probably at that time I couldn't really afford it. So we just, I just sat out, and actually I went, if anybody remembers, well, I'm sure they do, Dave Henderson and Randy Hinton.
Stray horse.
Yeah, the Stray horse. I went with them guys from probably, I suppose, 2001 till 07, 08, somewhere in there, whenever I started this deal. And I'll say one thing. Going with them guys, I learned a lot. Because you're with them guys, but you're in the background, so you got to see what other people do during pull-offs and that type of stuff, and it, I wouldn't say it. I just, when I started with this light super thing, there was a lot of things I probably knew a little more than I would have if I just started out of the blue.
Kind of a fly on the wall.
Yeah, a little bit. And I mean, I'll tell you, I had some horrendously good times with them too. I mean, if you couldn't have fun with them too, you can't have fun with anybody. And Randy's gone now, but they were just fantastic people. So.
Yeah, you're talking about what was that first county fair you did then? Well, you said in the '90s with that super farm.
Oh, we used to run with Tri-State Dirt Flingers, and then it went to, Midwest Dirt Flingers, and then went to Tri-State Tractor Pullers. So we kind of did that till then, and just Northeast Iowa and Minnesota and that type of stuff is kind of all we did back then. So.
Now, Marcus, when you got going with the light super stock, Gunpowder and Lead, where the name was it? The Moran Labbard song, or was that what got it going? Or I always like where the names came from.
I love that.
Sure. Actually, Gunpowder and Lead came out about that time, and we were kind of looking for a name, and we kind of enjoyed it, and we liked the song, so it kind of actually we when we first brought the tractor out, it had no paint on it. We were going to call it In the Buff. Well, we did call it In the Buff for the first year or whatever, and then we put some paint on it, and then we were like, well, we're going to have to kind of come up with some sort of a name, so that's what we...
Otherwise, they think you're driving in the Buff, and
right.
you don't want that.
Yeah, we don't want that,
you get arrested for stuff like that, so...
Maybe in Iowa you can do that,
but
once you get out of Iowa, you got to watch that, right?
I can speak of Iowa, too. So
that's right, yes.
Yep, you can do that.
So, I'm just glad to be able to run with these guys. I seriously, everybody in that class, they're just great people, and it's just fun to pull with them.
Now, Marcus, is that the same chassis you started with in the Light Super? Have you updated or changed? Or
I've updated once.
Okay.
Dave Funn built my original one, and then Tim Engler built this one, and they're both really good chassis. Actually, Heath Wheelow bought mine, and I think somebody bought that from him, and I think turned it into a Light Pro now.
Okay.
So anyhow, and we're, every Light Super guy wants more front end weight, and it's been a few years, so I don't know if we're to that point again where we're going to need to do something to try and get some more front end weight or whatever, because obviously Kyle's tractor and Brian Bowles and wrecks, especially, you know, they all got a pretty good jagged front end weight. I know they got more than I do, and so that's you gotta. It's hard to overcome that. It just is. I mean, when they got more than you do and they run the hitch higher, they just leave the line faster.
So Marcus, what are these other tractors? What are they doing that they're getting more front end weight here? Are they the chassis being built a little bit different, or?
Yeah, you know, aluminum blocks in one of them, and you know, lighter stuff in the back.
Okay.
And yeah, we got it. You know, we're gonna have to make a choice. We still run a transmission, and I like having a transmission, but sometimes, you know, you could put another 60 pounds in the nose if you get rid of the transmission. So there's there's trade-offs to everything.
You know, if you ran in the buff, then that weight could be transferred to the front.
Well, it could be. Yeah.
So there we go.
Yeah.
We're right back to
Right. Yeah.
Nobody wants to see a white 50-year-old white guy in the
a full
buff,
pull
so.
fan favorite right there.
No,
right.
that'd just be wrong.
Just this guy with a helmet on. No. We don't want to see
I
that.
just like to stir the pot a little bit. Just sort of, I don't know.
Well, Marcus, thanks for spending a little bit of time with us here this afternoon,
Yep.
and good luck here tonight.
Thank you
and,
very much.
We'll be watching. You know, you've got that streak going here. Let's keep that streak going here with the last few. You know, I think it's 5 or 6 in a row here. You've outside of that top 3. So let's keep that rolling.
Let's hope we can kind of lay another one down tonight, and all the people here that at Canton here that put all this thing on, the Schmuckers and everybody that make this happen. Thank you very much for all you've done here, because it's fun to come here. It really is. And thanks a million, you guys.
And Marcus, have you been here every year that they've run the Light Supers here? Or?
I think I have been.
Okay.
Yep, I have been. Yep. I think 18 or 19 maybe was our first year here. Maybe, I think. And then probably after COVID maybe. Maybe that's the 4th year.
Okay.
You know how just time.
They all kind of blend together.
Yeah.
It does.
But nonetheless, you've been here every year that they've run the Light Supers.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. It's a long ride from home, I can tell you that. It's 670 miles. So anyway, but it's fun to come here because the track's good and you get a good crowd and
nice weather this weekend.
Yeah, and it's beautiful weather. My gosh, it was almost like cold last night when we
know.
got done.
It was, yeah. It was getting a little chilly. We were down in the 50s. We haven't seen that in quite a while. I thought I was back in Western New York there for a little bit. But. So once again, Marcus Wettleson, Postville, Iowa, the Gunpowder and Lead Light Superstock points leader, joining us here in the Countdown to Pull Time show. We'll let Marcus get back to the pits and get ready, and we'll let him get back to his mojo back there and get things ready to go. So
take care, guys.
Thanks again, Marcus.
Very much. You bet. Bye-bye.
Always nice to talk with Marcus.
Yes.
A lot of fun and smiling. And I love that. The Midwest is well represented in that light superstock class. You talked about Iowa, Ohio, Indiana, Wisconsin, Kentucky, even as far. It's really nice. We're bringing out the monitor.
We're bringing out the TV. We know what that is.
I know what that means.
We know what time it is.
It's
time for full pull picks. Yes.
Who's your expert? Oh, it's me.
Well, you're the expert today. Yes.
I don't know about that, but I was told that I'm going to run our viewers through full pull picks. So.
Now, my producer says you are the real money spender.
That's true.
The real money spender.
He has firsthand knowledge of that, and that is very true.
So, Krista,
yes.
What class are you going to pick here?
Well,
so we got 3 choices here.
Okay.
We got Pro Stocks, Light Modifieds, and Light Super Stocks.
I don't know if I get to choose which one I'm going first, but since we just had Marcus, we should probably go Light Super Stocks.
Okay, so we're going to go Light Super Stocks.
Yeah, and now how it works, again, you're choosing who you want to put some money on. You see, though,
you're going to pick two to finish in the top 3.
And I love Marcus, but where did we just have? Did we just go past him? I don't know where.
He would be up near the top, I would imagine.
Gunpowder and Lead.
Let's see here. So
Yield Express. Cool.
Yield Express.
I know that's a great pick, but he's even money.
Yep,
so
even money.
I'm not going to make any money there, but Gunpowder and Lead.
Yep. Marcus is 2-1.
I'll take Marcus there.
Okay, so we're going to do 2-1, and then let's go for a long shot here.
All right.
So let's scroll down and let's see what. Boy, they're really not.
I know.
Boy, the odds are. They're pretty close.
Well,
this class is.
What about Brian? Let's take Alter Ego Brian because we know
like that
strong.
New Holland.
I do.
She does like that New Holland. All right.
Well, and I love that, again, he has a similar attitude to Marcus, just loves to be here, is so happy to be here. I almost went with Kyle. I feel like if Kyle could pull off 2 in a row, that would be pretty cool.
That would be something.
Then now we just do our multiplier. What do you want to do the multiplier?
So let's put in the entry multiplier. Let's do 5.
Okay. So, again, we're putting a $5 bet.
Oh, we only got $4 in our account.
Well, what?
So.
Well, that's not my account then. I know I should have more than $4. So one. We're doing a multiplier.
Did you do
of
some
one.
shopping this afternoon
No.
that
well, I
should
did.
know about?
I bought a goat up at the
there we go.
auction. That might have done it. So we just can we just put in one for the multiplier, or we can't even do that because we only have $4. Anyway, so that's what you do though. You pick 2 tractors, you choose your multiplier. It's going to tell you how much you could win.
And they don't have to win the class. They just have to finish ahead of the other ones.
Okay.
So pick 2 that are going to finish in that top 3, and you don't have to win. You could finish second and third, but if nobody else does it, you're the big winner.
And what I've noticed, it really puts, similar to kind of a fantasy football situation, it puts you in the game.
Yes.
You know, we love watching
Yes.
these tractors, but all of a sudden you're vested because when Alter Ego and who else did we have? Yield Express come up, you know that, we had Gunpowder and Lead.
Yeah.
So when they come up, you know you kind of got skin in the game. So.
And you know what was really cool? When we were at Bowling Green, we worked with the fans there, and there was fans actually behind us that were, doing their picks, and of course had to get them in. You have to get them in before
the
class starts.
Class starts.
Because
right.
once that class starts, you're out. You can't
Okay.
get in there.
All
But
right,
it was kind of cool. They were going through and picking who they thought, and asking us for advice. It's like,
While
come
you're
on.
on it, while you're
yes, while we're trying to announce,
That's great.
at the poll. So that was pretty cool. Let's go to the pro stocks and let's see what we
Okay,
got
let me
for
get my
odds
papers
there in the
first.
pro stock class.
So this should have a little bit more of a long shot. It's a bigger class.
Yes.
We've got 20, I think, tractors we think tonight. So who do you
I
like?
think we had one scratch. I think we're in there. So let's see. Oh, Kevin Schmucker,
Kevin.
Get Her Done Deer. He's
And you
5 to 1.
He's Mr. Saturday
He's
night.
Mr. Saturday Night.
He won last year
Yes.
in this event. So, yeah, I think that's a great pick. So we'll say Get Her Done, Kevin Schmucker, and let's go.
So let's see. Oh, Mac Daddy,
I was
last
just
night's
thinking
winner,
last
5 to
night's
1.
winner. So we'll
wow.
take last year's
There we
winner
go.
and last night's winner.
There we go.
Those are 2 great picks. And again, the way it works, they have to finish ahead of the field, but do not have to win. Or each
Yep.
other. So,
Odds are
okay.
set on money played.
Yep.
So of course, the more that play. So let's see. Let's put in. Well,
We can't. We have no money. We have $4 in our account.
so let's go the full. Let's
do
all
it.
or nothing.
All in.
All in. That's right. All or nothing. We're going pro stocks
Okay.
tonight.
So that's how we're going to do that. I don't know. I might have taken Tim Kaine as a good pick too if you're watching at home.
New tires.
tires.
New
Yep.
tires.
So
Yes.
that's a storyline we'll follow tonight.
Yes.
All right. So if we jump out of that, we have one more class to pick. That would be our
Light
mods,
modifieds.
light mods.
So let's take a look at the light modifieds here. As we got our last night's winner, as R.J. Simon with the Simon Says.
Okay.
And we will see right now pretty much even money. Him and Wayne Sullivan, the top 2, even money.
What if we take
So what do you think? Do we play to win or we play to win money here?
I think we play to win money
I
every
do, too.
time.
Yeah,
we
I
need
like
it.
money.
So okay, go ahead and make a.
So let's go.
We had Johnny Payne on the show. He was
Yep.
up top there. I think he had.
Yep. So I think
So-
we're like 2 to 1 on Johnny Payne.
Okay. What if we do Johnny Payne Limitless and Snow Farmer's trying to get the
Yes, he's looking to get into the Enderley
into the
too.
Enderley. He's 6th in
So he's
points,
right
but
there.
he's in striking distance. So
R.J. Simon right there.
Those
he's
are our picks.
he's looking to
he looks
he's looking to
serious.
win tonight.
R.J. Simon just walked by and he looked serious.
Oh yeah, he's got his poker.
Yep.
He's got his poker out there. He is going out to look at that track, and that's something we should talk about a little bit more. Is how long these guys have invested watching that track being built.
Yeah.
And walking down through it. But yeah, he's checking
he
that
is.
dirt out right now. Well, Krista, let's wrap things up here. We'll
Okay.
get ready to go with tonight's program. 6:30 start time, full pull live. I think we've got 3 streams going tonight.
Wow.
Last night, Wasion, Ohio was going on in Northwest Ohio. That was last night, but tonight we've got 2 other streams going on. So, and I always get that question, how in the world can I watch all these streams at once? You don't have to. You whenever if you want to watch, say, light modifieds from Canton, Ohio, you can watch them, click onto something else. You
great.
don't have it's awesome.
So
Full pull live.
A library of tractor pulling right at your fingertips. And what I liked tonight, I loved watching. I came down here to get a couple winners. The crowd that wraps
That
around
watches, yes.
Dave and Dan sitting down here is so much fun to watch. So
Yes.
watch the tractors and then watch the crowd build standing right back here
And
tonight.
everybody
It's
trying
fun.
to ask you questions, and
Yeah.
it's like,
They're
that
peeking
happens.
out trying to see the jumbo board to see what the distance is. It's a lot of fun.
Yes, and we seem to have the distances quicker. We seem to have the distances quicker there. So, once again, thanks for watching the Countdown to Pull Time show. Dan Mayer joined by Krista Voda-Kelly here. And, Krista, you're going to be trackside here tonight. I'll be at the desk, and we're ready to go.
I know. We're so excited. Thank you to our whole Full Pull Live team getting ready for a great night of tractor pulling here tonight. And they're getting the track ready, and we can't wait to join you.